So, to start this off, I would like to ask you guys a question, everybody watching this live. And if you're watching this pre-recorded, then, at least think about this. Chat, do you think that anybody can become a pro Street Fighter player? What are your thoughts? Yes or no? Do you think anybody can become a pro Street Fighter player? Or a fighting game player, any fighting game. So far, all no's. What y'all think, chat? A pro, yeah, like a pro, like, become like a top tier player. I think so, yeah, yes. Pro, yes, but a good pro, no. That's an interesting distinction. That is an interesting distinction. I'm saying a lot of yeses and a lot of no's. Depends on how they start and what amount of natural talent they have. I'm not talking about like Evo level or top six. You mean like win Evo? I mean, just like one of the best, like one of the best players in the world. Like Moke level. Like Moke, or that's a name of product. Dual Kevin, you know what I mean? Like pro, like you nice. Even if you ain't like winning the biggest events and shit. But like you up there. Like you up there like that. Okay. So the reason this came up today is because, let me make sure I'm not giving away anything, but I told this person I'm going to talk on stream, but I told them I'm not going to say their name. If they was here, they probably wouldn't care. Let me tell them I'm streaming, actually. Someone told me, would you mind if we could talk whenever you get a chance? It's about Street Fighter. I'm struggling with my competitor mindset. Could use some advice. These days, it doesn't feel like I have the support like I used to, and the feeling of FOMO when it comes to communities troubles me mentally. Despite my skill as a player, it's almost laughable how much I plateaued. And everyone is way more advanced than I am since they help each other out a lot more. I know that my brain is just lying to me saying my best isn't enough, because in reality it is. I wish I knew what switch was necessary to flip on that tells me I'm stronger than I think I am and keep it on. My prime definitely isn't over. I know I still have talent and skill, but I'd be lying if I didn't admit that the road to greatness feels far away despite my achievements in the past. Okay, so I thought a lot about this type of stuff over the years. Of course, since I used to be a competitive player and all that. And just because even to this day, a lot of my best friends are, in this side of things. And I've dedicated my life to this shit for years. So, first and foremost, right, I got to make sure I preface this by saying this. I'm not here to give no sugarcoating. I'm not here to do no babying or nothing like that. A motherfucker need to talk to me about their mental health and shit like that. Cool. Like, holler at me. That's cool. We cool and, whatever. But if you ask me about this shit right here, I got to be real with you. Because if I'm giving you the wrong information, then how the fuck you going, you know what I mean? In the end of the day, it's going to work out the worst for you. First, where this part says, the feeling of FOMO when it comes to community troubles me mentally. Despite my skill as a player, it's almost laughable how much I plateau, and everyone is way more advanced than I am since they help each other out a lot more. Okay. Bullshit. Number one. Bullshit. You do not become an elite player through having, like, people exaggerate how important it is for people to share information to make you extra godlike or whatever. That's not true. That's not really how it goes, in my opinion. That's why you have people that are not even from godlike scenes and they become extremely strong. Am I lying? No. There's people from scenes that we don't even know about at first and they become super godlike. I remember, yes, DR is good, but DR wasn't motherfucking Japan. They wasn't Japan. And Mena became godlike, correct? I remember, Infiltration, one of the best fighting game players we've seen. He was over there in Korea. Everybody played Tekken, not Street Fighter. It was him and Laugh. Yeah, one motherfucker. And Laugh, from what I understand, was like good, but he was not like, he never was like, you know what I'm saying? Like infiltration type shit. But that's who he had to train with and stuff. I remember there's like some documentary, and I don't know if y'all remember what I'm talking about, where Info was showing like he literally spent most of his time in training mode to get better because he don't have people to practice with. Nobody in Korea was playing the game. Who else I want to bring up, chat? I had another one already. Angry Bird and Big Bird. They're from the fucking Middle East. There wasn't that's not Japan. It wasn't like just a billion godlike players. Those two, now yes, there's some good people there, GTR, stuff like that. But when it came to coming up, they were just pretty much training together, right? So first and foremost, when people talk all about that community stuff, it's extremely overrated when it comes to somebody becoming like a super elite godlike player. That's just not true. That's just not how it go. Now, yes, it's a bonus if you goddamn live in Japan or if you live somewhere, but it's not necessary. And it's not in the mentality that would make you believe that you say you plateaued. If y'all think you plateaued, but you think you plateaued because you don't have a community sharing information with you, that is entirely incorrect. That mentality in itself is wrong. Imagine Kobe Bryant being like, yeah, ain't nobody trying to tell me nothing. Like, now I done maxed out my... Nigga, it's Street Fighter. You know what you got to do. You lost. If I put the game on right now, bro, if I lost, something went wrong. Not every time. We know you can get low for a drive rush and guess wrong every time. But 9 times out of 10, bro, if it's a 1st to 2, or if you're in battle line with somebody and they beating you a lot, whatever, it don't necessarily mean they're better than you. They could mean they're better than you. It could mean you don't know the matchup. It could mean you know the matchup, but there's this one skill that you're bad at. You can't tell me that you are watching your replays and you don't see one thing that you could have perfect parried that you wasn't perfect parrying consistently. You can't tell me that you watch your matches and you hit every anti-air. Maybe you did, but there's always something that you can't tell me that you whiff punish that. You can't tell me that you check that drive rush. You can't tell me that you like or that you maxed out your strategy or the skill side of things, right? So I don't think fighting game players, again, I know I'm not playing like pro level right now, right? I'm new. It's been a little over 2 weeks, however long now. 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, I don't know. But it's been a little over 2 weeks, a short amount of motherfucking time, right? But I already can tell when I play people, a lot of people, that motherfuckers just don't know how to train. I'm able to immediately go a certain point because I know how to fucking train. And I'm taking accountability even if I get annoyed and I know how to train. 99% of people are just not training the right way or taking full accountability. Now for 2, that's that part. For 2, my brain telling me my best isn't enough. Now this is not me just replying to this person. I told him I was going to make this video for them. But this goes to a lot of people. If you think that you're not good enough, you're not good enough. That ain't no motivational shit. That's not for me to help you. That's not a trick saying so that you can change it up. No. When I came into this shit as a player, I fully expected to beat everybody's ass. People really, do you know the ego required to really do this shit? The ego, even sometimes to a negative level. Do you know the depression that you have to risk? You know the times that I've cried and been depressed, and this back when I was, you know what I'm saying? Like, but it worked out. Motherfucker ended up getting stronger and shit like that. But like, I had to risk my mental health damn near. It was not healthy, but to some level, motherfuckers got to risk their mental health to some level even, because you really are telling yourself that you are having the ego to say, all of these guys across the world are training really hard and trying to be the best, but I believe I'm going to be better than all of them, no matter what they all trying to do. So now as a prerequisite to accomplish great things, you have to expect great things of yourself, right? So now if I expect great things, that means that, and I really expect it, not just say it, but I really mean that shit. Then that means by default, when I lose or when it does not go how I expect it to go, then you see a punk crash out, correct? Then you see men talking crazy and then you see, and you know, some of the players y'all don't know personally off camera, but I'm telling you, bro, like I remember Lil Blas lost his first offline. He made top 8. We down there in Dominican Republic, bro. This shit applies. I don't give a fuck. I'm passionate about this because I remember I was in this shit. We down there in Dominican Republic, Lil Blas, his first offline or second offline or some shit ever. He got like top 5 or some shit. in a CPT premiere. He loses. He go up to the thing. He goddamn. I give him a little note. I use Google Translate and give him a note, like I wrote something for him or whatever. And he like start crying and shit. But I remember being there too, like crying over, like I'm telling you. But that, because even though it's his first or second event, he expect to win. So if you don't have the confidence in the first place for this, if you playing for fun, that's fine. If you just want a little competitive outlet, that's fine. If you're asking me if I think you should pursue trying to be a pro player, no, I don't. That's my real opinion. No. I think it's a waste. I think it's nearly a waste of time. I think there's some things in this world that maybe you got it, maybe you don't. Unless you go, or you got to do a very big paradigm shift. I have my superpower and some other motherfucking superpower. Then this don't just apply to gaming. It's life. Like I got a damn near illogical level of confidence. I'm not stupid. It's not like hubris or I'm not ignorant. I know what I'm not. I know that I'm not tall, right? I know I'm not can't go to the NBA. I know I'm 32. I can't like train now and try to go to the NFL. I'm not stupid. But stuff that I'm able to really apply myself to, like I know if I try to be a pro player, I think I will, like I'm dead ass serious, think I'd be godlike within a year. Like confidently, I believe that. Like, or as far as a host, like hosting and shit like that, or using this camera and like being an orator, like all of this, being able to freestyle like this, nothing this is planned, or with an audience watching. I know I got elite ability at that. I have that confidence. So now what's going to happen, chat, when I walk out there with the mic and the producer in my ear? All right, coming to you live in 5, 4, 3. Nigga, I'm excited. I'm ready for this shit. What you see Lil Bloss doing on stage? Smiling and feeling good and shit. What you see Minna doing? What you see motherfucking Punk doing? Because they expect it of themselves. If you don't got level 1 of having an illogical, crazy amount of confidence, you can never beat a motherfucker who really got that shit. You can't. You know what I'm saying? You cannot. It's impossible. You cannot. Unless you change that entirely. Now, let's get to this other side of things, right? So, how can I put it, bro? In my opinion, there's some people, and if this is you, anybody, it is what it is, bro, who just make excuses for everything in life in general. And the shit applies to fighting games, right? How can I put this? Like, you damn near, if you gotta be, okay, y'all remember in Street Fighter 5, like, when Punk used to be going crazy and shit like that, and he'd be like, if he ever lose, he'd have some excuse and shit, right? However, this is what people might not, like, don't think about, and this is my opinion. Even if he was that mad, one, I think that's his ego. He was so driven to be the, like, he feel like he the best, so it'll piss him off. Not saying he right for being salty, but also, even if he make whatever excuse, or get mad or whatever the fuck, a lot of times when he come back to play the person again, he beat that motherfucker ass. What that tell you? He changed something. That tells you no matter what he said out loud, he had the humility on the inside. He was humble enough on the inside. He was accountable enough on the inside to know what went wrong and acknowledge he did something wrong in order to make a change, to make an adjustment and start winning, right? In a much smaller case, I was just playing with one of my homies last night. We playing Ryu versus Kimberly. That's like, I think she was Scrubby's character in the game, whatever, right? However, my homie, like, I know I'm a lot colder than him at Street Fighter. Like, it's my dog, my real life day-to-day homie. But this motherfucker beat me like the first 10 games in a row. But I know I'm losing to this Kimberly stuff that I don't know yet. And it's like frustrating me. I don't know what strategy should I do. Like, what the fuck? But I had to have humility and be like, okay, and I thought of a strategy. And I was like, start thinking, trying this, trying that, thinking. And next thing you know, I'm winning motherfucking 15 games in a row and shit. That is a microcosm of what it's really like to try to go and become like elite at some shit. If y'all get where I'm coming from. That's a microcosm. Bro, I don't understand a nigga not having people ask me tips even sometimes on confidence, bro. You know why I'm confident at shit? You know the best way to be confident, chat? By having truth on your side. Please, let this sentence sit with you. When truth is on your side, it's easy to be confident. I don't gotta try. You get what I'm saying? This is not cockiness. I'm not confident in my motherfucking astrophysics knowledge. That will be stupid. I'll be stupid. I know I'm in good shape. So now when I put on a t-shirt, if I put on this tank top, I am confident. It could be a million people watching. I know I'm in good shape. That means the truth is on my side. So I need to go do the work in the gym, push-ups, curls, pull-ups, leg day. And then when the truth is on my side, confidence is a natural byproduct. Because as a natural byproduct, you don't fish for compliments. People just start complimenting you. Somebody gonna come in the chat and say something nice. A random stranger gonna say something nice. So the same thing applies when it comes to playing a fighting game. I never had to. Why the fuck when I was beating motherfuckers' ass, I didn't have to feign confidence or force it. I know I did the work. Go do the work. Daigo's book, The Will to Keep Winning, he says you don't even got to focus on winning. You literally, if you doing the work, winning is just what happens. How the fuck you not gonna win? How you not gonna win? It's natural. So how are you not having you know what I'm saying? There's no way. I've never experienced, bro, from my knowledge that I can picture, I never experienced a plateau. I never experienced it. Some of y'all in the chat was there when I was competing. So if I'm tripping, I'm tripping. From my eyeball, from these eyes, I never, ever experienced a skill plateau in Street Fighter, ever. When I stopped playing, it was while I was at the peak because I kept getting better every year. I don't see how somebody cannot get better if you got replays to fucking look at. Dr. African right there, he was there. He said it was constant growth. I never experienced a plateau. When people talked about that, I never got it. When I came into Street Fighter, you know what my theory was? Early on when I first got into this shit, I started looking around. I won't say names, but I seen certain niggas and I was like, oh, like I seen there was people that was like good players, like B-level players, but they was B-level players forever. Ass Shine, Ass Knuckle Dude, like they will tell you like from the early, I'm like, oh, you got me fucked up. From the dribble out, you got me fucked up. Like I would never allow myself to stay. But now, because of that, again, what I had to do, risk my ego, risk my mental health, shit like that. You know? So, yes. So, the three things so far, the community shit is bullshit, bro. You don't need God. Like, most of the shit that you do to get godlike at something, I think is done in the dark. Chat, I don't know if y'all agree with that, but in my experience, that's the truth. Most of the shit to become godlike is done in the dark. It's different in the past. I think the community shit mattered a lot more back in the day. Before we had CFN, before we had YouTube, before we had Replay Takeover, before we had the internet as a whole. Like I wasn't around for that shit. Like, but you get what I'm saying? That mattered a lot more back then. Now, shut the fuck up. Get better. I remember meeting you at ATL, and one thing I noticed was you love theory fighting. Bro, look. I look like this. Law, okay, this is not no mystical type shit. Please hear me out. Law of attraction is very real. But people might believe it in different reasons or not believe it, but I'm not talking about no mystical shit. To me, it's science. It makes sense, right? Y'all know when y'all get a car, you get a car, and all of a sudden you keep seeing your car on the street. Like you keep seeing other people with your car, but before you never would have noticed that car, right? You niggas don't be consumed with trying to be the best. When you consume with trying to be the best, nigga, you watching anime and you watching Naruto and something that happened on there just inspires you like, ooh, I could. You watching a real fight. Like you watching John Jones and them and on my grandma's grave, I swear to God, you just gonna see certain shit. How many players, I've heard players say they thought of setups in the shower. You know what I'm saying? Nigga then dreamed of some shit and woke up and had to hop on the setup and niggas not consumed. Stop disrespecting, bro. People be disrespecting motherfuckers to me. It's disrespectful. People be like, oh, want to be a content creator. Niggas don't be wanting to be a content creator. They be wanting to have what they think is an easy job and not have to work and get what they think is free money and shit like that. You don't love making no fucking content, nigga. So you ain't gonna be nice. Cause you just, motherfuckers think they want to be pro Street Fighter player. You want the fans of it or the glory or but you don't really want to, you don't want that shit. Because if you really wanted that shit, you would consume yourself totally. Like, it'll consume you. And the law of attraction will start taking place. There is no way you should ever, how the fuck do that happen? How you look at Minna RD as a man with motherfucking 2 feet, 2 hands, and a motherfucking heart, just like you, and think that, and let this nigga, like, you should, I'm not saying you should be as cold as him, but I'm saying, like, the gap should be closing or something like that. Anybody who's dead ass serious should be at least dual Kevin level. That's my opinion. If you ain't at least dual Kevin level, you might be a good player. But to me, that means that there's other shit in your life that's more important. Like, which is nothing wrong with that. I'm not dissing you for that. But point blank period. You can't sit up here and tell me that it's like my number one life priority above everything else, above the gym, my number one shit is trying to be the best Street Fighter player in the world. Now, to some of y'all, that might even sound stupid. Well, shut the fuck up, nigga. Because some of these people gonna want to do that shit that you think is stupid. And they dead ass serious. So stop being disrespectful even saying you want to do that shit. If it's not your number one priority. Simple. Because my homies is dead ass doing that shit and dedicating their life to it in years they can't get back. So the next thing I'll touch on is I want to make sure I have a big caveat with this too. I want to talk about natural talent, chat. Now, natural talent exists. Fuck what people talking about. What's my proof of natural talent existing? I mean, it's everywhere, but people only notice it when it comes to a basketball player because he can jump high physically, or they see, you know what I'm saying, like natural feats, like physical feats, but they don't realize. Let me show y'all somebody right now. Y'all know him? Y'all know him? Consecutive years as the world's top ranked player. Brother, the golden chest. Okay. Now, y'all got me in this bitch sweating, asking me this shit. Okay. I love y'all. But, all right. Does he play a physical game or no? No, he does not, correct? He plays chess. It's less physical than Street Fighter. If you think that Magnus Carlsen's wins in consistent dominance of other grandmasters, super grandmasters, is not natural talent, I don't know what to tell you. I'm not saying he does not work hard, but natural talent, brother, the other players have fucking 50 grandmasters working with them or however many, I don't know the exact numbers, and they all studying every position and using chess engines and but for some reason, he better than everybody all the time, consistently. It is what it is. So, natural talent does exist. However, a couple things. One, I believe that everybody has natural talent in different things, right? And only some people find what their thing is. I feel like I have, and you have different natural talent. You have natural in multiple things, right? I think I have natural talent in video games as well, but I don't think it's as much as my natural talent on camera, my camera work, stage work, shit like that. I think my natural talent in video games is like a 7 or 8 or some shit like that. I think my natural talent on camera is like a fucking 20 or some shit. Not to suck my own dick, but I'm just saying. I'm just trying to be honest. I think Punk's natural talent in a video game, Justin Wong's natural talent in a video game is a 20 out of 10. This is what I will say though. I think a lot of people ram their head against the wall doing some stuff that is not for them. If their goal is really to be the best at it, then sometimes they're ramming their head against the wall repeatedly at something that they just not gonna be. You know what I'm saying? Like you probably don't got the natural inclination for this, and I think that manifests itself in a lot of different ways. But if you watching this, please understand, if you are not already if you're not a pro level fire, you can make top 8 of big premier motherfucker, this don't apply to you yet. Most people never even work hard enough to, this is the best way I can put it. Most people never have worked hard enough to even see what their natural talent limit is. This is the best way I'm going to put it for y'all. As again, y'all know I'm into fitness, right? Okay. So how do I word this? My genetics are different than your genetics. So my body, just because of God or evolution, whatever y'all want to say, right, is I already have certain say my genetics as it is. So my arms can maybe get up to a 10 out of 10 in a bodybuilding competition, but maybe my chest can only get up to a 6 out of 10. Maybe my abs can only get to a 5 out of 10, but my legs can get to a 9 out of 10. And your numbers are going to be entirely different. So you can't look at somebody else's body and like, let me work out and get that. But most people have not. You got to work out enough and eat clean enough and XYZ to even uncover what is under all that fat. You need to build up that muscle and see what's under that fat. Most people don't know what their natural limit is and think of this in a fighting game way. Most people have not worked hard enough or seriously enough to know. You get what I'm saying? So natural talent isn't what's holding most motherfuckers back. So you can't, natural talent is not an issue for 99% of people, because you just never went that motherfucking hard to know what the fuck your limit is. You know what I'm saying? You might be able to be colder than men or some shit like that. I think if you've been playing and you dead ass serious up to pro level and you ain't been nice for motherfucking, like you haven't been able to bust through for 5 years or something like that, then I think you should maybe retire. That's my opinion. You know, hopefully this is helpful for y'all. Chat, before I close this video, did y'all like this? The talk? Do y'all got any thoughts, any questions, anything like that before I close out? Because people watching live on and watching the video on YouTube might be interested as well. Like this was amazing. I'll do more stuff like this. I think I think this concept applies to anything in life. I'm as a life coach, Rob TV. Yeah, I'm gonna do more of this type of stuff though. It don't gotta be like on this topic, but just, talking head type shit too. I hate improvers. They always talk about working hard and grinding, but never actually putting in work, bro. All right, y'all. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the video. Make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe button. Of course, this is the new channel. This is our only, 4th upload on the channel at this point. But I think we had like 3,000 something subscribers. Y'all been showing hella love. I appreciate it. Share this around. Leave a comment to help your boy out with the algorithm and just to share your thoughts. And most importantly, make sure you pull up to twitch.tv/RobTV Live so that you can catch these conversations with me and the community live. Until next time, I've been your boy, Big Hollywood Rob TV, and I'm gone.